I was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in my knee when I was 11 years old. I think the biggest issue, it was '94, and I grew up in a college town, but there weren't a lot of resources for pediatric oncology at that time. There was the hospital in the area had no pediatric oncology. I was referred to Chicago. I was living in Illinois, so I was referred to Chicago, which was about a 2-hour drive, and saw specialists there, but I ended up getting my chemotherapy in my hometown, but it was with older adults who are going through cancer. So I think the biggest challenge at that time was there was just no attention for childhood cancer. When I went to Chicago originally, when we didn't know that I had cancer, my dad took me to Chicago to see a doctor, and I remember the doctor telling him that, you know, he was looking at the x-ray and could see that there was a growth in my knee and that it could be cancerous, but they would have to do a biopsy. And I remember thinking at like 11 years old, I don't really know what they're talking about, but it sounds really serious, and I know cancer is not, you know, not good. So I remember asking my dad, you know, am I gonna die? Because just hearing the word cancer, I knew, you know, this was something really serious. And, you know, my dad said to me, we're gonna do the best that we can to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I mean, I really appreciate him being honest, and I can't imagine being in that position as a parent and having to answer that question and how you answer that question, because no one really kind of thinks about ever having to do that. So I think them being very honest with me about everything was very helpful, but my parents were also had a very optimistic attitude about things, a lot of humor. So I think that also kind of helped with the experience as well, just being able to make jokes about things and still have fun and not have to have everything be really serious. It's been, I guess, an interesting journey because, I mean, I went into remission and have not had any relapses, haven't had any problems, but really kind of struggled in my teenage years and early 20s to try to come to terms with what it meant to be a cancer survivor. And that was really challenging because I felt like I was struggling with a lot of things, emotionally, physically, financially, but it was confusing to me because I also felt like, you know, I don't have cancer anymore, I'm cured, everything should be fine. And so that was really difficult for me to kind of sort those things out. Connecting with other cancer survivors has done amazing things for me because I went a really long time kind of living in a smaller town and not having any interactions with young cancer survivors. And so when I finally did, I think that experience was great and just kind of helping me feel connected with other people that understood exactly kind of what I was struggling with and what I was afraid of and worried about. And so I think connecting with people can do really amazing things.